are running for the highs on pretty much all assets. Some are going even harder, like AMD. It looks unstoppable. We're also looking at assets like Cipher today. That's one I missed yesterday, but I got a comment to check that one out. So I will check that one out today. But before we get going, check out Capital Curiosities. They do financial fraud throughout history. It's been a very interesting channel to follow. I've been enjoying their videos here. And if you find yourself watching one of their videos from here, go ahead and comment TC over there for me. I greatly appreciate that. Also, don't forget to check out the Trade Cave memberships page. There's a couple of great things there for you as well. Let's see, what are we looking at today? So today, first, let's look at the SPY. We took out that high. Let me just go right in here. We took out that high yesterday, which is really good. We closed above 605, which we're at 608 right now in pre-market. We are going to run for that high. Okay, we're going to make a run for the high. We may not make it all the way there, but the previous high, we're running for about 613. We're probably going to hit 615, 620, something like that before we roll over on this thing. There is a nice big gap beneath us, but I don't think we'll fill that until we're ready to roll over again. What I'm going to do is for this one is I'm going to draw a ray underneath these right here, this one right there. I'm going to draw that. That's kind of my bounce zone. Like if it comes down and it bounces there, I'd be expecting it to go even higher, maybe even up into the 630s. But currently I'm looking at it to try to come and touch this line up here, which is going to be around that 620, 625 range. I'm going to go ahead and delete this one because I don't need this one anymore. That's my V shape there. Great. We are in an ascending channel, and if you've been here with us a while, you know that ascending channels tend to break to the downside. So when this does eventually break, we will fill these gaps back here at some point in time. Maybe not every single one of them, but we'll probably at least fill this one down here to 570 at some point in the future, but that day is not this day. All right, before we go anywhere, let's take a look at Cipher. Cipher, it was up 9% yesterday, and we are up 2.34% in the after hours right now. And let's see, where are we sitting right now? Let me bring up some of the moving averages. Let me turn that one off. Turn this one on. All right, here we go. So basically with Cipher right now, we're sitting just below the 200-day moving average. Now this is a bottom candle right here. Let me turn off these drawings real quick. High drawings. This candle right here from Monday, June 23rd, that is a bottom candle. That is a bottoming candle with that nice long wick on bottom, followed by a strong move up afterwards. That's a very nice bottoming candle, okay? We filled that gap, and we're going higher. We have the 200-day moving average at $4. We clear $4, right? We clear $4, tap it from above, and then bounce versus fail, which like we did on June 12th, but bounce, if we bounce, there is open air above us. There's open air above us, basically all the way up to about $6 on Cipher. So what am I going to do with this one? What am I looking at here? I'm actually kind of watching this line right here. We bounced off of it. That's great. We need to get above the 200-day moving average. We've been getting squeezed between this line right here, this yellow line, and the 200-day moving average here. We've done it 3 times now. This is the 3rd time. We need to go up and above. Now, we could hit this line up here, this trend line from above, which would be 554. That'll be interesting. I'd really like to see it get back into this ascending channel that I've got over here. I'd like to see it get back into that because this drop off was pretty dramatic. Okay. And you see the RSI did a 50 RSI pullback. We're looking at this is the quad stochastics over here. It turned red, it came down, it's starting to scoot back up again. I like that it's making a higher low there. That's nice. The BX trender right here is turning a bright red, which means that the momentum is shifting to the upside. Let's go to a higher level here, see how Cipher is accepting that on the monthly. See the monthly, if we close out with that green, which Monday is the last trading day of the month, yeah, that'll be really good for us. Usually that's a continuation indicator. Yeah, the 2-week is getting nicer all the time. That's really good. This does look like a bear flag right here on the 2-week, so I would watch that. But if we can clear above 425, yeah, then we're going to go ahead and negate that. Let's take a look at the weekly. The weekly is actually green. It's been getting greener and greener and greener for 4 weeks now. That's really good. I really just want to see it get above the 200-day moving average. And I'll be feeling really good about Cipher. If we go down into the 2-hour, I bet you it had a bull flag just like all the others did yesterday. And it sure did. It sure did. Let me go turn these on. Turn these back on. Had that nice bull flag right there, and we just textbook came out of it straight up. Now, did we do the whole thing? Let's take a look. Let's see. Did we do the whole move? I think we did. No, we only did like half of it, didn't we? Yeah, we only did like half of that move. Look at that. So we can move up to 438 just off of that bull flag there on that 2 hour. We aren't overbought on the 2 hour yet. We are still seeing green bars getting bigger. We are still seeing the stochastics pointing straight up. So I like all that for Cipher to potentially continue, especially since we're sitting here right at the top here. So we got green bars. We aren't overbought. I don't see any signs that we're gonna falter at this point. So we get above $4, there's a real chance that we could run for 423, maybe even 428 here today pretty easily, and form something like we've done back here, which would be like this channel here and this channel here, where there was those violent up moves into it. So we could get like a violent up move, and then we come into a channel before we get our next violent up move, something like that. Let me go ahead and move so you can actually see what I'm looking at here. See a big channel, violent up move, channel, violent up move, right? That's what we're looking for. And then another channel, violent up move on this smaller time frame here. That's what I'd be looking for on Cipher. Okay, let's talk about AMD for a second. AMD has been an absolute beast, absolute beast. Let's go ahead and go over there. I have been playing this to the upside here for a little while now, ever since we got this little formation over here in early June. I started playing it to the upside, and I've been playing every pullback to the upside, and I might just continue playing this to the upside right now, because look at this thing. It's ready to continue to rip. It's beautiful. It's really just quite nice right now. I do see some potential that we could run. Oh yeah, right where we are, like right where we are, or like up to like 144. We could see some resistance where we do another little dippy before another rippy, but AMD is poised to continue ripping. It is poised. Man, the biggest pullback I see is to this line right here. Let me turn off some stuff. Nah, I don't need to turn anything off. Is to this line down here. This ascending trend line I've got here. That's the biggest pullback I see. Right now we are trying to form angle 3. If we make angle 3, this thing could shoot up to like 160, 170, maybe even 180 without even looking back. So we're watching that real closely. It is getting hot. It is getting really hot. You can see the 21 is crossing the 200 there. The 50 is pointing straight up. Any pullbacks should be met by bull demand on AMD for the time being. AMD is one of my favorite plays right now. Also, additionally to that, SOXL. SOXL is also one of my favorite plays right now. And one of the reasons it's my favorite place right now is if we go over here and you do SMH divided by SPY, which is the semiconductor ETF divided by the S&P 500, it is breaking out. Ever since it broke out of this white line that I've got right here that I'm looking at, this at 0.41, ever since it broke out of that, it's been on a tear. And we are coming up on some highs right here, a shelf. And once we break away from that shelf, we could find ourselves moving up dramatically with semiconductors outperforming the overall market. Okay, so that would be insane. And that has me looking at SOXL, has me looking at SOXL for a potential move once it gets above this 200-day moving average for a move up to 34, maybe even up to 40, potentially even higher. Once that breakout occurs, we could even see this thing coming up to like 61 or higher. Like, let's see, SOX. Let's see how much higher does this thing need to go to get back to its highs. So right now we're right here, and this thing would be a 13% move to its highs for SOX. Now that would result in less than a 30% move for SOXL. So that could, or not less than 30, 13 times 3, we would be looking at 40 something, 40 what? 40, why can't I math right now? 42, 40, 42, 41. It's too early in the morning, I'm sorry. So like 42%. So yeah, we'd be looking at a move up to about 34% if the underlying asset gets to its previous all-time high, and if it can surpass its previous all-time high, and let's say it does a 30% move, well then this would be moving at 90%, right? Which would be about $46. And if we do options on top of that, it gets pretty insane. So I'll be looking at that very, very closely. I do like SOXL right now. Another one I'm looking at real close right now. I still like Vertiv, but if you haven't caught onto the train of Vertiv down here, when I was alerting it all the way down from 50 to 70 to 80, if you didn't make any money off of it yet, it's getting pretty hot now. So I haven't really been playing Vertiv any time lately. I do think there will come a time when it fills this gap all the way up here to 146, and that'll be pretty cool and pretty great, especially if you're playing options. But I currently am not in it. ACMR is a little more promising. Like I caught it on this down move off this white line here, and I've been playing it up, and I do see it potentially coming back to about $30 or so, which again, it's only like 4 off from where it currently, 350 off from where it currently is. So that's not gonna be too crazy. Marvell is one I'm watching very, very closely. We get above this 200-day moving average. I'm looking at Marvell to fill this gap. This gap is gonna take it up to about 85. Okay, fill that gap up to 85. Did it ever fill this gap up here? No, there's also a gap all the way up here to 123 for it to eventually fill as well, which it created back in January. So this thing has some legs as well, I think. Now, of course, if it breaks this line down here, if we break this line down here, we're going to have a bad time. So I'm going to go ahead and lock that down. Yeah, we break this line down here. Yeah, that would make this look like a bear flag. This whole thing would just be one big old bear flag if it breaks that line down there. And then we could find ourselves coming all the way back to these lows at 47, maybe even lower. But if we just go a little bit higher than we are right now, there's a huge volume shelf right here. Let me draw this. This big old volume shelf right here. We get above this thing, we've got clear air all the way up to 88. We clear this hump, which is significantly smaller than the hump that we're currently trying to clear on the volume profile there. We've got clear air all the way to $111. And if we clear $111, you better believe we're going to fill this gap up here at 123. So I'm watching Marvell for that as well. I'll probably play it maybe this week, maybe early next week. We'll see. It's got to get above that 200-day moving average first. But you see the 21 just crossed the 50. The 50 is starting to scoop up. It's looking very, very good for that specifically. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here real quick. Bitcoin, it is charging up. This is exactly what we wanted to see. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Look at these candles. These candles are stacking so beautifully. Look at this body stacking on top of the body, stacking on top of the body. Just stack, 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 stack. That's what we want to see. Okay, and that's what I said we needed to see right now through the first 2 weeks of July at least. We got to see this thing continue to charge up. It's got to take out that high. It's got to take out the high. It's got to make a new high here in early July. Otherwise, I will be looking at this as a potential failed summer run and be looking for it to come back down to the 90s to reset for Q3 before that Q4 run. Okay, so we're watching that very, very closely right now. Solana, same sort of deal. It is moving a lot slower though. I really want to see Solana get out of this descending channel it's been in. Here, I'll draw it real quick. This descending channel that it's been in, I really want to see it get out of that. It's at the edge on the top end here, but honestly, it would have to come out, touch it from above, and then continue from there for me to really trust it, or blast right through the 200-day moving average. If it blasts right through the 200-day moving average at 160, well, then I'll also be feeling like the pain is over for Solana. But for now, I don't like where it's at. I am currently, I've been buying Sol T to get exposure to this, but right now I don't like where it is. I'd like to see it get out of this channel and then start making a move up. And even then, around 188, I'll be feeling a bit weary unless we blast right through it. Ethereum has been underperforming again. Ethereum is looking similar to Solana, except a little bit worse. It's coming up to that 200-day moving average, and it is struggling. It needs to get through that. It needs to push through that, and it's got to do it here soon. The stochastics and the BX trender all look good. The RSI does not. If you're in Doge, like I'm in Doge, I've been waiting for Doge. You're going to be waiting a little longer. Doge made that low, which was to the penny here, with this low back here on March 11th. I love it when they make lows to the penny because that gives me a lot of confidence that it's going to likely move up or at least not go much lower than it currently is. So this is very dramatic right now. This channel that it's in right now, you can see like right there and right there. It's very dramatic in that channel. It breaks this to the upside, and we could see it coming back into the 20s, maybe even 30s and 40 cents range here. Once it breaks that. Now, of course, it's going to need Bitcoin to lead, and it's going to the profits from Bitcoin will eventually bleed into this unless we get some outside catalyst for Dogecoin to send us even higher. Is there anything else we want to talk about? Tesla's been on a heater. I'm getting more and more interested in Google every day. Google's got to do something. It's got to do something. Now it's got to get back above the 200-day moving average because right now I don't like it. It might even come back down to this white line and bounce. If it loses this white line down here, which currently is at a price of about 160, 179, we lose that, well, then I'd be then I'd be a lot more weary on Google, and I'd be looking at Google to come back down to about 150 before I'd be interested at all. Maybe even as low as 148 before I'd be interested at all. Now, if we look here, this is looking a lot like a cup and handle, and we've seen this before. So let me go ahead and turn off indicators real quick. Turn off indicators, bring this. Okay, there we go. All right, brush. Okay, maybe I can't do that. Whatever. So we have this cup right here, handle, blast off. Okay, what are we seeing again right now? We're seeing a bit of a cup, handle. If we come up and we get above 182, well, then we're going to blast off back up to about 208. That's what we're looking at right here. Now, this other cup and handle was a bit failed. It was a bit of a failed cup and handle because if you look here, we didn't finish it. Finishing that cup would have taken us to 219. Let's see about this cup. Where does this cup take us if we were to finish it? It'd be about 222. 222. So even if we get back to 208 and we fail there, that would also be another failed cup and handle. It's done this cup and handle before around the same exact price point. So I'm looking for this real carefully because like last time, let's see, did we have a similar candle pattern last time? Let me get rid of some of these drawings. Let's see here. The bottom candle was basically right here, and we also did the two handle move, right? We came up, did this sharp move here, came down, and then we went high again, and then came even lower, and then finally took off. And we had this nice big long wick on this candle, and we got a doji, and then we slowly ground up until we gapped up. And once we gapped up above the brim of the candle, the brim of the cup, and then continued on from there. And we got from the brim of the cup upward. Let's take a look here. If you bought it open on that day and you sold there, that would be a 13% move, which isn't so much with common shares, but with options it is. What the heck, man? Go away, ad blocker. Come on, man. Be cool. We're not getting the same kind of candle pattern here. I would at least be looking for a move above 174 right now, I think. Minimum above the 200-day moving average. So minimum move I'm looking for is something above the 200-day moving average, come back, test it from above, and then bam. That's what I'm looking for. But also a move above the body of this candle of 174.87. Above that, a closure, an open, and another closure above that. And I'd be looking for it to move up above the brim of I keep saying candle, above the brim of the cup, and then from there potentially moving up to 200 or higher for Google. That's what I'm looking at right there. We are sitting on a volume shelf right now, so we need to move up from here. We will have a bit of a resistance at 172, but once we get above that 174.80 level, then we basically have open air all the way to 192, and then we have a gap above from there. And once we conquer 192, we've got a gap above up to 204 on Google. So that's why I'm looking at Google. I think that's all I've got for you. Yeah, that's all I've got for you today. CleanSpark. Oh yeah, we'll close out with CleanSpark. CleanSpark hit 50 exahash yesterday. Big deal. That's great. They hit their 50 exahash target. They got their big move up off of it, especially since Bitcoin is surging. When it was up 13.45%, we hit the 200-day moving average, and we are currently trading above it in pre-market. Basically, what I really want to see out of CleanSpark is it to squeeze up and outperform Mara right now. And why do I want to see it outperform Mara right now? I'll show you right now. CLSK divided by Mara. I got an alert on this chart here because I have one. Look at this. We moved up. We're pulling out of it. We've been in this triangle for a while. Actually, I'll just draw it. We've been in this triangle for a while in the CLSK to Mara performance, and we currently just broke out of it. That looks a lot like the previous thing I've showed you on Platinum, where we were in this triangle for a really long time, and then we broke out of it, and then we just took off. I think it is potentially time, for CleanSpark to outperform Mara. And if it's going to outperform Mara, we could see it find its way back up to that $18 mark that we all want to see it do. And if it hits that $18 mark, guess where warrants were trading last time CleanSpark hit just under $18. It was like $17.90 something. It went all the way up to 164. So if we were to do a move on the warrants right now to 164 off of a move to $18 on CleanSpark, that would be a 300% move up right now. That'd be pretty amazing. And if we went higher than that, of course, warrants will likely go higher than that as well. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Check out the Trade Cave store link in the description as well as the channel bio. Don't forget about Capital Curiosities. If you're tired of all the news cycles or you just want to take a break and watch something entertaining, they've got some financial fraud stories that are very interesting over there. Don't forget about the channel memberships as well. Check those out if you are interested, and have a profitable day.